Shalom, shalom. First off, give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakarkadash. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and the women who follow. This is the brother Karatazah from the GMS Nebraska camp coming back at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. This one being entitled Satan is Transformed into an Angel of Light. Trump in the RFID C-Hip. All right, and Lord's will, this is an edifying video. So let's just grab the scripture. This is 2 Corinthians 11 to 14. It says, and no marvel, right? So it's no surprise that Satan himself is transformed into an angel of light. All right, so you're going to have, in this case, we're talking about Trump. I'm not saying that Trump is Satan, but you should get the connotation. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Satan wants the people to believe that he is here to do good, and that's what the connotation that Trump is trying to give off. All right, so this article that I got is from February 16th, so a couple days ago. It says from Reuters. Yeah, bear with me. It says Trump, if it saves the country, it's not illegal, right? So that which automatically gives the vibes, it gives the connotation that, hey, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want to do, and as long as I'm trying to make America great again, who's gonna call it illegal? All right, so excuse me. It says echoing France's Napoleon Bonaparte, U.S. President Donald Trump on Saturday took to social media to signal continued resistance to limits on his executive authority in the face of multiple legal challenges. He who saves his country does not violate any law. Trump, a Republican, proclaimed on his Truth social network. The White House did not respond to a request for more details. The phrase is attributed to the French military leader who created the Napoleonic Code of civil law in 1804 before declaring himself emperor. It says it drew immediate criticism from the Democrats, which we know that Trump has the ability right now to suspend the Constitution and become dictator. Okay, we know that Trump is bypassing the Congress on a lot of these executive orders that he's pushing out. We know that there's a lot of so-called reform that's going on. All right, he has put, like I said in the last video, he's put a battery in the back of these ICE agents to run down on immigrants. So he's like I said, as long as it appears that he's doing it to save the country, who's going to stop him? Who's going to say something to him? It says spoken like a true dictator. Senator Adam Schiff of California, longtime adversary of Trump, wrote on X. Says Trump, who took office on January 20th, has made broad assertions of executive power that appear headed towards U.S. Supreme Court showdowns. Some lawsuits accuse Trump of usurping the authority of Congress at the set out in the as set out in the U.S. Constitution, right? Because, like I said, he could declare martial law and suspend the Constitution. It doesn't mean anything. All right, the Bill of Sale, the Bill of Rights. That's like the Bill of Sale, the Bill of Rights, all of that. It would just go out the window, and he would become dictator. And then what he says goes. All right, he's already setting a precedent by sending American citizens to Guantanamo Bay. How much more evidence do people need? But he's coming as an angel of light. All right, even though he has horns, even though it's going to be him, Lord as well, who ushers in this RFID C-Hip. So I'll put this link in the description. We got a couple more uh, articles I want to go to in a short video. Because, like I said, there's a lot of reform going on right now, and I just want to like kind of get some edification on a path to the MOT to the B. All right, so this is from FoxNews.com. All right, it says three reasons why Elon Musk wants to get rid of the penny. It says while the penny once served a meaningful purpose, inflation and technological progress have made it largely irrelevant. Uh,
Meanwhile, thanks, Janice. Meanwhile, President Trump officially establishing Doge with a swipe of a pen, and progressive groups immediately jumping in and deciding to sue. Yep. The cost-cutting mission evidently gets on the wrong side of some people. They are suing the department over the alleged violations of the federal transparency law. Oklahoma Senator James Langford is a founding member of the Congressional Doge Cause.
all right, geez. So let's go to this article. All right, this is from Yahoo News. It says Trump has made the penny his currency target, but the nickel he should worry. But it's the nickel he should worry about. All right, this is from February 11th. It says President Trump has ordered the U.S. Treasury to end penny production, calling it wasteful. Which, if you go back and look into it, um, it costs it actually costs 3 cents to make a penny, and they lost $83 billion last year just on making pennies. All right, it says, but the nickel may be the real problem. Trump made a call on Sunday while attending the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Far too long. The United States has minted pennies, which literally cost us more than 2 cents. Which that of course that doesn't make sense. Why would you make something that's worth 1 cent if it costs you 3 cents? It's ass backwards. But this is all part of the big plan, and that's where we're gonna go to. Just bear with me here. I'm still kind of sick. I gotta go blow my nose real quick. So, Bible show y'all bear with me. All right. Here we go. So it says, "This is so wasteful. I have instructed my Secretary of the U.S. Treasury to stop producing new pennies." Trump cited the rising cost attributed to 1 cent coin is an issue also flagged by Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency on X last month. So that's the big part of it. Elon Musk, which we know he's behind Neuralink, which we know that he's behind AI and not AI itself, but he has a lot of business in AI and things of that nature, technology, and Trump has empowered him to quell a lot of this stuff. So the penny is the first thing to fall, and as you can see, this nickel is a problem as well. But really, it's all money. All money is the problem. So we'll finish this and then go to this short video real quick. It says the coins are indeed a source of waste. Each 1 cent penny costs 3.69 cents to make, according to the U.S. Mint, and the country lost 83 million producing them last year. Other countries have reckoned with similar problems, with Canada killing off its penny in 2012. Australia did the same thing in the 1990s. But Fortune report says there may be an even bigger source of waste: the nickel. Each nickel costs 13.8 cents, which means the U.S. loses about 8 cents for every nickel made, compared to 3 cents for every penny. On top of that, losing the penny could drive up nickel production. American, so by them, eliminating the penny, they're just going to cause themselves even more headache, even more money, because you're going to need more nickels now. All right, it says Americans for the Common Sense, a pro penny production group funded by zinc manufacturer Artisan, which provides the U.S. government with the blanks needed to make pennies, argues the savings from pennies could be wiped out by more nickel production. Right. So you're gonna saved 83 million by, stop printing the pennies, but now you're going to lose, probably what they said 8 times. So shit. To do some math. So what we can do, we can take the 83 million that they will be losing for the penny, right? And we know that the nickel is they lose 8 times more. So if we times this by 8, we should get an around about amount compared to the penny that they would be losing, which is 664 million. If that's correct, my mathematicians can put something in the comment. But you're making the problem exponentially bigger. Okay. Um, Producing just 850,000 more nickels a year to meet the demand would eliminate this. See, there you go. Just and I think they said they created over like 3 trillion pennies last year. So that's crazy. That's crazy. Not even a million nickels would do the same damage as 3 trillion pennies. So it says CNN reports Americans for Common Sense claims nickel production could actually skyrocket to 2 million per year without the penny, according to the CNN. But all of this is just reasoning why they want to go to a cashless currency, and make a cashless society. Um, but all in all, doing that, you know, they're gonna create this so-called new world order. All right, and that's another part that I want to get with this because it's all one. The monetary system, all right, the government and the people. Um, it's like a triangle. The government wants the power. They're using the money as a uh, before I keep going in and explain this, let's get this video on how money is printed. Because, like I said, we've seen how the penny is trouble, and we've seen how the nickel is trouble. What about these dollar bills? So let's get these dollar bills.
Did you know that money printing rarely involves a physical printer?
Wait, what? With no printers? How do governments create money?
Well, money is mainly numbers on a computer screen.
Where does it all come from?
Governments generally print money in one of two ways. The first way is through debt monetization, and the second way is through quantitative easing.
Do you expect me to know what that means?
Oh, definitely not. These are words economists use to sound smart, so let me explain them. Debt monetization is a fancy way of turning debt into money.
So governments print money with debt? That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, let's look at an example.
Oi, I'm government and I have a spending problem.
Hello, I'm the central bank and I have an unlimited supply of money.
Can you spare any money? My supply is running low.
Oh, sure thing. You have to promise to repay it all, with interest.
Look, you can take my word. Here's a certificate saying I'll pay it back within a certain amount of time.
Okay, great.
You see, government just created debt and central bank buys that debt with money.
Hold up, let me get this straight. So governments need money for its spending problem?
Yeah.
And central bank prints them up?
Yeah.
Okay, so how much does government owe?
Government's still here. You can ask.
Hey, government, how much money do you owe?
About $29 trillion?
Wow, you do have a spending problem.
Yes.
How do you plan on paying all that back?
Yes.
What? That didn't answer my question.
Yes.
Don't you have a plan?
Maybe.
Central bank, why are you enabling government spending problem?
Well, I'm just here to make the economy grow forever. If the economy grows forever, then I look like I'm doing my job.
Can the economy grow forever?
Well, no, it can't. Nothing can grow forever.
Yes, it can.
Just want to put a break on that real quick, because they said about 29 trillion. According to the debt clock, it's about 36 trillion now. So, this video was made 3 years ago. So we're up to 36 trillion.
Look at it.
That's the illusion of growth.
No.
Yes, the economy looks like it's growing because you inject more money into the system.
Impossible.
This is a mess. So the entire process of debt monetization is giving the government money to finance its spending?
Correct. Now let's get into the other half, quantitative easing. Despite the name, it's just a fancy way of referring to central banks purchasing debt from non-government institutions.
So central bank prints money out of thin air and buy debt with it?
Yeah, let me explain further. Now, central bank is still here with the money printer, and there are a few more characters involved. Commercial bank, retail bank, and investment bank.
Do people use these banks?
People like you and me are their customers. Companies also use these banks.
This is a pyramid, with central banks at the top, regular banks in the middle, and people like me at the bottom.
Exactly. In a healthy economy, money will transfer throughout this pyramid. Central banks can send money to the regular banks. The regular banks can transfer and borrow money between themselves. And people like you can use these banks to borrow, save, or invest. People can spend on the products and services companies provide as well. The companies will reinvest profits back into banks.
Okay, that's great and all, but what does it have to do with quantitative easing?
Economists believe that economic growth happens when money flows freely through the system. So, say a blockage occurs and the flow of money slows. Central bank will use quantitative easing to fix it.
What causes a blockage?
Widespread fear. People borrowing money from banks or buying products from companies becomes risky. They want to save it. If people are not spending money on products, companies will also lose profits or go bankrupt. Fear also happens between the regular banks. They will stop lending to each other due to the risk of not getting their money back.
So fear can slow the economy and central bank doesn't like that.
Fear, bad. Growth, good. Injecting more money into the economy gets it going again.
How are you going to inject this money into the economy?
I have two weapons at my disposal: lowering interest rates or buying assets.
So what are you going to choose?
Well, I've already lowered interest rates as much as possible, so that solution isn't working as well as planned. The only option we have now is to buy assets.
And when the central bank buys these assets, regular banks will have more money. In return, these banks will be willing to loan out money to their customers at cheaper rates.
He's right. We hope my printing increases the flow of money in the system and promotes economic growth.
If you're printing money and buying assets from banks, why not call it printing money?
Because printing money is the last option empires revert to before collapsing, and central bank doesn't want to admit this is their only option.
That's not true. My economic models say different.
Look at history. All manipulated financial systems end up failing. This is no different. Injecting loads of money in a system for the sole reason of growth is manipulation.
I will fix this manipulated economy by manipulating it even more.
Okay, I think I get it now. Our central bank prints money digitally by purchasing debt from sellers. If they didn't do this, the economy would do poorly.
Yes, but don't forget the unintended consequences of printing money. First, it is making the debt problem much worse for a later date. Second, printing money causes inflation.
Is inflation bad?
I covered that in another video.
Right. So as you can see, for every dollar that's printed, you basically have to pay that dollar back and interest on top of it, which is another dollar. So if you print $10, you now owe $20. So imagine, let's go back to the very first dollar that was printed. Let's say the very first $100 that was printed, you owe $200. So now you got to print $200 more just to pay back the debt for the first $100 that you borrowed. But because you printed another $200, now you owe $400 for that $200. So you see what I'm saying? Not only that, you're making a penny, but it costs you 3 cents to make the penny. You're making the nickel, but it costs you 13 cents or 15 cents, whatever it was, to make the nickel. So you're only digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper into debt, and that's what the elites want, because that's what's going to end up crashing the economy. Problem, reaction, solution. They're going to come and have the solution, which is going to be this new world order, this cashless society. So let's get this precept real quick. Job 5:12. It says, "He disappointed the devices of the crafty, so that their hands cannot perform their enterprise." Right? What is their enterprise? Their enterprise is this so-called New World Order. Their enterprise is their plan to take over the world. All right. Um, This is Psalm 64:2. It says, "Hide me from the secret counsels of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity." Why? Because they have this plan to take over the world, and the national debt is just one part of it. Just like I was speaking about last night. They're turning the people against the people. They're crashing the economy. They have all these wars and rumors of wars going on. All right, all of this is part of the plan. All right, which is going to give them the sweet spot, so to speak, to jumpstart this new world order. All right, let's get this article. This is from CoinGeek.com. This from this is 219. Oh, okay, it's from Asia, so it's from today. It says it's like here, cash usage in Asia sinks. More firms embrace digital payments. All right, everybody is going to this digital standard. Why? Because they want to usher in this MOT to the B, right? Um, Revelation 13:16, and he calls us all, both small and great, rich and poor, free or bond, to receive an MARK in their right hand or in their forehead, right? Speaking of the MOT to the B, how are they going to get there? All right. How are you not going to buy and sell? All right, say if you have the mark, well, they have to go to digital money. All right, this is talking about the whole world. So somebody has to do it first. And South Asia, mainly China, all right, that's where the elites, they have basically their testing ground. So they're experimenting with universal basic income. They're experimenting with the 15-minute cities, the AI tracking everything, the cameras, the micromanaging of their citizens. That's their dystopian world that they're looking to turn the world into. So let's just get a couple sentences in here. We can end this video. It says the volume of cash transaction in Asia is falling to new lows, driven by several factors, including the rise of next-gen technologies and smartphone adoption levels. According to WorldPay's report, physical money in Asia is expected to shrink by nearly 50% over a 3-year period by 2027. The company said physical cash will only account for 14% of total transactions, marking a new low for the offering that once held sway. So 14% in just 3 years, slicing 50%. So that means right now, approximately, 64% of transactions in Asia are cash, but that's going to drop here over the next couple of years as the technology grows. More and more people get used to it, and it just they keep pushing it. Excuse me. It says uh, while the trend appears global, Asia is expected to record the fastest cash decline levels. French consultancy firm Cap- Capgemini projects that Asia Pacific will record 1.46 trillion cashless transactions per year, dwarfing the entire North American market by a country mile. So it's not even close. You know, the number of people over there is way more than over here, and the rate that they're trying to push this cashless society is off the charts. So that's what's coming. What's going over there is coming over here. All right, everybody's on their phones making tapping transactions with their phone or with your card, using your fingerprint at the gym or at the job, the locks on your doors. All of this is to push the coming MOT to the B. So Lord's orders is edifying, and we give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Rakar Kadash. Give double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS. Salutes and honors to the elect, all the brothers across the four corners who are enduring in truth and sincerity, all the men and women who follow. Shalom.